Welcome, dear listener, to Teraflora Studio, a quiet corner of the internet where old objects bloom with new stories, where rusty tins, empty jars, and forgotten baskets are no longer trash but treasured beginnings. Here, we believe beauty isn't bought, it's discovered. In the soft grooves of a used bottle, in the gentle rustle of herbs growing from a kitchen colander, in the whisper of wind chimes made from yesterday's cutlery. Each idea we share in this video is designed to be real, soulful, and doable, crafted for hands like yours, hands that want to shape, paint, repurpose, not for perfection but for peace, for presence, for play. This video is thoughtfully written and narrated with the help of AI to ensure each word flows softly and each vision feels within reach. We're here to guide you, inspire you, and spark that moment of, I can do this, that turns a quiet afternoon into a memory of making. So take a breath, let the hum of the world soften, let your imagination begin its slow unfolding. And if this kind of gentle creativity speaks to you, if you'd like to walk with us through gardens made of jars, wire, rain, and time, then consider subscribing to Teraflora Studio, not out of urgency, but out of rhythm, so that each week you're reminded that a slower, more beautiful world is always waiting, in the smallest, most forgotten things. Now let us begin. In the quiet corners of your garden, where the soil breathes slowly and the air hums with life, forgotten hoses find their second breath. Once discarded, stiff from the seasons, they now dance gently among the flowers, not as tools, but as forms of art. Observe how an old green hose curves, soft yet strong, into a spiral. It rises like a question in the garden bed, held by wooden stakes buried deep in the earth. Around it, tendrils of sweet peas grasp at the form, climbing higher each day. The hose, once merely functional, becomes a stage for growth, a sculptural trellis where nature and invention meet. The beauty lies not just in its shape, but in its story. There is a kind of quiet triumph in bending the unwanted into something poetic. A leaky hose that once spilled across the patio now holds its head high, bearing ivy and clematis as if it were meant to all along. And it's not difficult to do. Simply gather an old hose, wipe away the dust, and test its bend. Paint it, if you like, use colors that match your blooms or contrast them. Coil it into hearts, waves, or spirals, then anchor it with garden stakes or even driftwood. The key is to play, to shape freely, and let your plants complete the vision. Over the weeks, you'll see how vines find the curves, wrapping slowly around the bends. Bees and butterflies may pause on the leaves, and guests will ask, "Where did you buy that sculpture?" You'll smile, knowing it once lay forgotten in a shed. What's most magical about this idea is its blend of purpose and surprise. It's a quiet rebellion against waste and a love letter to utility. It shows that art doesn't always hang on walls. It can bloom right out of the earth. So next time your hose cracks or stiffens with age, don't toss it out. Give it a loop, a lean, a twist. Let it live again, beneath blue skies and rustling leaves. Let it carry flowers, not water. Let it become something beautiful. Sometimes, the most unexpected beauty begins in what we've left behind. A rusted cage, forgotten in the attic, once a home for songbirds. Its bars may no longer hold wings, but they can cradle life of a different kind. With a little soil, a few soft hands, and a flicker of imagination, this old cage transforms into a lush hanging garden. The charm begins with its frame, iron or brass, curved like poetry, perhaps chipped with age. You clean it gently, preserving its character. Maybe you brush on a new coat of paint, chalk white for elegance, moss green for calm, or robin's egg blue to echo the sky. Then you fill its base with moss, coconut fiber, or a shallow tray for soil. The bars now hold trailing ivy, sedum, or pastel blooms that reach outward through the openings, like nature peeking through memory. Hang it where the light finds it best. A pergola beam, a sturdy branch, or your front porch awning. Let it sway in the breeze like a secret garden suspended midair. The plants grow slowly, naturally, brushing gently against metal that once held feathers. This is more than a planter, it's a story piece. Neighbors will pause, children will ask. It's whimsical and wistful, grounding and delicate. In a world of ceramic pots and plastic trays, a bird cage planter sings in its own quiet way. You can go further still. Add fairy lights through the top, tuck in a few hanging crystals, or line the bottom with river stones. Grow succulents for a low-maintenance piece, or seasonal blooms that change with the months. The structure gives you levels, spaces for things to trail, perch, and blossom. The best DIYs are those that reflect not just skill, but soul. This project doesn't ask for perfection. It asks for reverence, for finding purpose in the worn and the weathered. In that, it becomes not just a container of plants, but a container of feeling. So next time you see an old bird cage, at a market, in your shed, or in your memory, don't pass it by. Envision vines, envision blooms, envision a garden softly hanging in time. In the quiet hours before twilight, when the day exhales and the sky softens to lavender, something magical happens in the garden. Not with grand fixtures or expensive lights, but with the humble shimmer of repurposed tin cans, now transformed into glowing lanterns. These aren't ordinary cans. They were once homes for beans, soups, or peaches. Saved from the bin, they now carry patterns of stars, petals, and swirling vines, each punched gently by hand, one at a time. Fill the cans with water, freeze them, and the ice will hold their shape as you guide a nail to create your design. Tap softly, breathe. With each tiny hole, you are sketching light. Afterwards, let them thaw. Paint them if you wish white, gold, soft green, or leave them raw, letting the patina of weather tell its own story. Add a wire loop at the top and they are ready to hang. In trees, on porches, or even along fences, they offer a soft, flickering welcome to anyone who wanders through your space after sundown. Inside, Nestle an LED tea light or solar-powered lamp. No wires, no flame, just warmth. As the sun slips away, your lanterns awaken. Light peeks through the holes, casting dancing shadows on the path and gentle dapples on the garden walls. What's so special is not the glow itself, but how personal it feels. You chose the patterns. You made the holes. You gave a forgotten item a new reason to shine. It's art born from rhythm, patience, and resourcefulness. And when seasons change, so can your designs. Snowflakes in winter, leaves in autumn, petals in spring. You can even involve your children. Let them draw simple shapes for you to follow. It becomes more than decor. It becomes memory. In a world chasing brightness and spectacle, there's something deeply grounding in a light that flickers quietly, handmade and gentle. These tin can lanterns are not just crafts. They're small, glowing stories, proof that beauty doesn't require expense. Only care, a bit of time, and a willingness to see magic where others see trash. So tonight, let your garden speak in tiny lights. Let your recycled cans glow like stars caught between the leaves. There's something quietly delightful about harvesting herbs with your fingertips, brushing your hand along soft mint leaves, letting rosemary's scent rise into the air. Feels like a ritual. And with mason jars, that ritual can live on your windowsill, your patio railing, or even a narrow garden wall. These jars, clear and sturdy, were once vessels for preserves. Now they become little glass greenhouses, homes for life. Their transparency tells a story most pots keep hidden. You see it all. The roots growing downward in search of nourishment. The moisture beads hugging the inner walls. The first fragile sprout rising toward the sun. It's a daily theater of growth. Creating a mason jar herb station is a simple act of beauty. You begin with clean jars, quart or pint size, depending on your space. At the bottom, a handful of gravel or small stones creates a layer for drainage. Then soil, soft and dark, followed by seeds or starter plants. Basil for brightness, thyme for earthiness, mint for coolness. Line them up along a sunny ledge or mount them on a reclaimed wooden board. Secure them with hose clamps or twine. Let them rest against weathered planks. Label them if you wish, with chalk paint, wooden tags, Over time, they'll grow into a gallery, a collection of green life behind glass. These jars don't need much. A splash of water, a little warmth, occasional turning so every side feels the sun. You'll soon be pinching off leaves to drop into a tea, garnish a soup, or perfume your fingers for no reason at all. More than just a gardening project, this is a space of intention, a moment reclaimed from the rush of the day. Each jar becomes a still point, where growth is gentle, purpose is clear, and the rewards are delicious. It's also deeply sustainable. No plastic pots, no wasted materials, just recycled glass, reused wood, and the smallest seeds of care. You can gift them too. A jar of parsley for a neighbor, lavender for a friend. And in giving, the calm spreads. So plant your jars. Watch them closely. Let your patio or kitchen window become a small sanctuary of scent, of flavor, of life. There's a quiet joy in knowing your garden is cared for, even when you're not there. In the rush of our days, it's easy to forget to water. But what if your wine bottles, once the center of celebration, could become silent caretakers among your plants? The transformation is surprisingly simple, yet surprisingly beautiful. Start with empty wine bottles, green, amber, clear, each with its own hue and story. Rinse them well. Then, take a cork and drill a tiny hole straight through. Or skip the cork entirely and use a clay watering spike designed to fit the bottle's neck. Fill the bottle with clean water, invert it quickly, and plant it deep into the soil beside your leafy companions. And then walk away. The earth takes what it needs. No more, no less. You'll return in a day or two and find the bottle a little emptier. The soil still gently damp, and your plants standing tall. The science is simple. Gravity and pressure balance allow the water to seep slowly, nurturing the roots below without flooding them. But beyond the function, there's form. Imagine rows of wine bottles catching the light between your basil and cherry tomatoes. Their curved glass glowing softly under the sun. They become more than water reservoirs. They become garden sculptures. You can paint them too. Floral patterns, swirling vines, or bold color blocks that mirror your blooms. This system is perfect for weekends away, or simply for those mornings when life is a little too fast. And it doesn't just save you time, it saves water. It teaches you to be efficient, thoughtful, in harmony with your plant's rhythm. There's something meditative about watching your garden sustain itself with your quiet help. You become less of a manager and more of a partner. The wine bottle, once tossed aside, now plays a gentle role in that partnership. Always upside down, always giving. If you've ever opened a bottle to mark a special night, let its echo live on in your soil. Let it serve your thyme and rosemary. Let it glint beside your sunflowers. Let it offer care when you are away. This is the art of reuse, not just for function, but for grace. Your garden will thank you. Sometimes, the most magical gardens are the ones that grow not on wide fields, but along narrow fences, balconies, and window bars. When space is short and sunlight is precious, the humble plastic bottle becomes a tool of transformation, lifting life into the air, bottle by bottle. Picture a weathered fence, once bare and gray. Now it's a canvas for greenery. Each plastic bottle, once a forgotten container, has been cut, painted, and reborn as a planter. Some hang horizontally with drainage holes pricked along the base. Others dangle vertically, capped and slotted, growing upwards like ladders of green. Herbs like cilantro and chives peek over the edges, their scents caught in the breeze. Tiny flowers bloom in bold color, softened by pastel-painted plastic, and all of it, stitched together with twine, wire, or even fishing line, becomes a wall of life, humming with texture and joy. Creating this garden is an invitation to slow down, to collect bottles, rinse and trim them carefully, to punch tiny holes for drainage and hangers, to paint them with your children, sunshine yellow, sky blue, leafy green, to label them with chalk or marker, and to fill them with soil, seeds, and a little hope. This isn't just an eco-project, it's an act of reclaiming, turning waste into beauty, turning vertical into fertile, turning a small space into an ever-changing patchwork of light and green. best of all, it's playful. You can rearrange the bottles as the season shifts, move shade lovers lower, raise sun-hungry basil to the top. Add more as you collect them. Make a rainbow. Make a garden that tells stories, one color and plant at a time. In a balcony in the city, a schoolyard wall, or a backyard fence, this vertical bottle garden becomes more than just a place to grow. It becomes a conversation, a statement, a proof that beauty doesn't need square footage. It only needs intention. So look at your empty bottles not as trash, but as potential. Cut them, color them, fill them with life. Let them hang like lanterns of green along your walls. Let them teach your children how to nurture. Let them teach you how to see. A metal bucket tells a story even before you plant a single seed. It may carry dents from years of use, scratches from forgotten chores, or rust that blooms like freckles on its side. But nestled in the soil of your garden, it becomes something new, something quietly timeless. No longer bound to cleaning or storage, the bucket becomes a cradle of life. You run your hands over its cold rim and imagine what will grow there. Perhaps basil, bold and fragrant, or marigolds, glowing like summer suns. You drill a few holes in the bottom, line it with stones or gravel for drainage, and add fresh, rich soil. And then color, not just from what's planted, but from the bucket itself. You might paint it in soft cream or robin's egg blue, or leave it bare, letting its raw patina become part of the charm. Add hand-stenciled words, bloom, grow, or simply the plant's name in looping script. Place it anywhere, by the front steps, under the kitchen window, or flanking a path. Alone, a bucket planter is a rustic accent. Grouped together, they become a chorus of height and hue, a layering of life. Tall rosemary next to trailing mint, bright daisies beside deep-leaf thyme. The beauty of this idea is its flexibility. Old buckets are sturdy, wide, and deep, perfect for plants with long roots or wild ambitions. They can be carried, rearranged, lifted to catch more sun or shade. Their handles remain nostalgic and useful, like a reminder of simpler tasks and slower afternoons. And every detail feels intentional. The chipped paint that lets metal peek through. The way a soft breeze moves the leaves just above the rim. The contrast between rust and petal, strength and fragility. This is gardening without pretense, where a vessel once meant for chores now invites stillness and color. It's a kind of upcycled poetry, a love letter to imperfection. And it shows that you don't need matching pots or brand new decor. You just need to notice what's already in your shed and imagine what it could become. So fill your buckets. Let them rust gently beneath the sun. Let their stories mingle with the fragrance of rosemary and the laughter of blooming cosmos. There's something satisfying about growing your own food, not in perfect raised beds or matching ceramic pots, but in the most unexpected of containers, laundry baskets. Yes, the very same ones that once held wrinkled t-shirts and mismatched socks. With a little love, they can cradle crisp lettuce, juicy tomatoes, or fragrant basil in your backyard or balcony. The idea is simple, the result surprisingly beautiful. Begin with a basket, plastic or wire, round or rectangular. Wrap it in burlap, twine, or sturdy landscape fabric, letting the natural texture soften its appearance. This fabric isn't just for looks. It holds the soil inside while still allowing air to breathe through the sides, giving your roots more room to stretch and thrive. Line the bottom with a few inches of mulch or broken terracotta for drainage. Then fill it with rich, well-draining soil, layering in compost if you have it. Now comes the fun part, planting. Leafy greens like arugula and spinach work wonderfully, as do compact tomatoes, bush beans, and herbs. Their roots appreciate the depth, and their leaves flourish in the space. The built-in handles make these basket gardens portable. Need to chase the sun? Just lift and move. Want to bring your harvest closer to the kitchen? Place it right outside your door. They're perfect for renters, tiny space dwellers, or anyone who believes gardening should be flexible and forgiving. As your vegetables grow, your laundry basket takes on new character. Leaves spill over the sides. Bees and butterflies come to visit. The plain kitchen container, once hidden indoors, now becomes a rustic star in your garden stage. You can decorate them too. Paint cheerful patterns, stencil plant names, or tie herb bundles to the handles. Kids love helping with this part. It's messy, creative, and memorable. Before long, you'll have a colorful, living row of baskets growing fresh meals and memories. This project isn't just resourceful. It's a gentle reminder that gardening doesn't need to be expensive or complicated. It's about using what you have, growing what you can, and celebrating every harvest, no matter how small. So next time you fold laundry, glance at that basket with fresh eyes. Imagine leaves instead of linens, roots instead of socks, and know that even the most ordinary objects can carry something extraordinary. Somewhere at the back of the kitchen cabinet, there's a colander. Perhaps dented, maybe chipped, but still strong, still useful. And while its days of draining pasta may be done, its next chapter belongs to the garden, where it can cradle color and swing gently in the breeze. Colanders make perfect hanging baskets, almost as if they were designed for it. Their built-in holes allow for easy drainage, letting rain or excess water slip away without fuss. The handles, curved and sturdy, invite rope, twine, or chain. All it needs is a little encouragement and a little soil. You begin by lining the inside with cocoa coir, burlap, or an old t-shirt, shaping it into a natural basin. Fill it with rich potting mix, firm and dark, and then nestle in your plants. Trailing flowers like lobelia or nasturtium fall gracefully over the edge, while pansies, geraniums, or small ferns sit like crowns in the center. And then you lift it. Hang it from a pergola beam, a low-hanging branch, or a rusted garden hook. It doesn't take much space, just air, sunlight, and time. As the days pass, the plants stretch outward, the roots settle in, and the colander finds its second life as a hanging sculpture of bloom and greenery. Each one can be different. Paint them in pastels, bright red, or turquoise. Leave some bare for that retro chic kitchen look. You can even stencil in tiny words: grow, grace, joy. The more weathered they become, the more character they carry. What was once utilitarian becomes decorative, alive, and beloved. Colander baskets are wonderfully portable. You can rotate them through the seasons. Spring flowers, summer herbs, autumn vines. If frost threatens, bring them in. If rain is endless, give them shelter. They move as you do, light, mobile, always changing. In a world that prizes newness, there's something grounding in giving purpose to the old. A colander, hung with intention, becomes a quiet celebration of creativity, of thrift, of charm. It whispers that beauty doesn't need to be grand, it just needs to be thoughtful. So open that kitchen drawer, find what's forgotten, and give it a string, a seed, and a place in the sun. In the hush between breezes, your garden listens. And then, with the softest wind, comes a glint, a shimmer, a quiet jingle. Above your head, tin lids twirl slowly, catching the light and sending it skipping across the grass. These were once jar covers, plain and destined for the trash. Now, they're bits of art that dance with the sky. There's something enchanting about the way metal moves in the wind. Light but deliberate, gleaming but weathered. Each lid becomes a tiny canvas. You start by collecting them, lids from sauces, pickles, coffee tins. Clean them well, then bring out the paints. Bright colors sing. Sunflower yellow, cobalt blue, mint green. You might paint concentric circles, spirals, little suns, or wildflowers. Or let the children make their mark. Fingerprints, initials, silly smiles. Once dry, drill a small hole near the edge and string them with fishing line, twine, or strips of cloth. Add beads or bells if you like. Hang them from branches, pergolas, shepherd's hooks, or let them line your porch like tiny kinetic sculptures. Group them by size, color, or height. When the wind blows, they spin gently. When the light shifts, they glisten. They make your garden not just a place to grow, but a place to feel. This project is more than visual. It brings sound to your outdoor space. The gentle clinking of lids, the occasional soft chime of bead against bead. It's like laughter echoing in metal, subtle and warm. And the best part? It's ever evolving. Add more as you go. Swap out seasonal colors. Create new spinners each spring. No fancy tools, no expensive materials. Just time, attention, and the decision to give forgotten objects a new kind of grace. And in doing so, your garden becomes more alive. Not just with flowers and plants, but with movement, sound, and stories. What began as scrap becomes a skyward art show. A gallery for butterflies to explore. A melody for the wind to play. So next time a jar empties, save the lid. Imagine what it might become. Let your hands paint and your heart listen. Then hang it high, where it can spin, shimmer, and sing. There was a time when CD spindles filled our desks, stacked high with music, memories, and backups of digital life. Now they gather dust, plastic domes with nowhere to go. But in the soft rhythm of a growing garden, even these forgotten cases find purpose. They become protectors, amplifiers, tiny worlds of warmth and moisture. They become mini greenhouses. The shape is perfect, a round base with a tall, clear cover. You take an empty spindle case and clean it gently. At the bottom, you place a small seed tray or shallow container filled with soil. Into this go your seeds, basil, cilantro, cherry tomatoes, or even wildflowers. Then you water softly, just enough to dampen. Snap the lid back on and something magical begins. Sunlight pours through the dome, creating a cozy pocket of warmth. Moisture rises, clings to the inside walls, and rains softly back down. A gentle cycle of life in miniature. You watch as green tips begin to stir from the soil, reaching for the light like curious fingers. This project is especially dear for those in small spaces. A windowsill becomes a nursery, a countertop, a field. Each spindle becomes a terrarium, an incubator, a glassless greenhouse where life begins. Small and quiet, but full of promise. It's wonderfully practical too. The lid protects against sudden drafts, keeps curious pets at bay, and speeds up germination. And once your seedlings are strong enough, you simply lift the dome and introduce them to the world outside. Whether that's a backyard bed or a balcony planter, there's poetry in it, really, taking a relic of digital life and turning it into something so natural, so full of breath and green. A symbol of how we grow beyond what we once stored. How plastic that held silence now nurtures soundless life. It's the kind of DIY that doesn't ask for much. Just a spindle, some soil, and a few seeds. But what it offers in return is a front row seat to creation. A daily meditation. A reminder that even in our smallest spaces, life can root, reach, and rise. So dust off that old CD case. Fill it with soil, light, and patience. Watch it grow. Somewhere between rustling leaves and distant birdsong, a soft chime rings out. Metal meeting metal in a quiet conversation. It's not the call of store-bought perfection, but something more soulful. A wind chime born from an old cutlery holder, stitched together with memory, sound, and charm. These kitchen cast-offs, mesh tins, utensil caddies, silverware holders, were once full of forks and spoons. Now, they float in the air, transformed into musical sculptures. You begin with a container of holes, perfect for stringing. Then, you gather what sings. Old keys, mismatched spoons, rusted bolts, costume jewelry, sea glass, or delicate beads from forgotten necklaces. Thread them on fishing line, twine, or colored wire. Vary the lengths so they dangle like laughter. Some low, some high, each ready to catch the wind. Tie each strand to the bottom of the cutlery holder and hang the whole piece from a hook, tree limb, or porch beam. When the breeze stirs, they move like dancers. The tones aren't loud, but gentle. Tinkling metal against glass, soft clinks that echo against the hum of the afternoon. It's music made from discarded things, and that makes it all the more beautiful. There's freedom in the design. You can spray paint the holder, maybe matte black for elegance, sky blue for cheer, or keep the metal raw and rustic. Add shells from a childhood beach trip, a charm from a broken bracelet, pieces of your story, suspended in air and sound. As you sit nearby, you'll find yourself listening. It becomes part of the garden's voice, something personal, something handmade. Guests might ask where you bought it. You'll smile. You didn't buy it. You remembered it into being. This DIY isn't just about sound. It's about sentiment, about giving a second life to things that no longer serve their original role. And in doing so, creating something entirely new, functional, poetic, and deeply yours. So dig through drawers, open the box of odds and ends, let your hands play, let your garden speak. And when the wind comes whispering through your yard, may it find your wind chime waiting, ready to reply with warmth, rhythm, and a voice that was once silent. And so, we come to the end of this quiet walk, through bottle gardens, rusted treasures, and whispered blooms. Perhaps you found a single spark, a gentle idea, that now stirs in your hands, ready to be shaped. At Teraflora Studio, we don't chase trends. We listen to the stories hidden inside things we once threw away. We believe a plastic bottle can grow basil, a broken lid can sing in the wind, and even a laundry basket can carry the hope of a harvest. These aren't just DIYs. They are small acts of care for the earth, for the home, and for your quiet joy. You don't need to be a designer. You don't need a workshop, a shed, or even a garden. You just need curiosity, a little time, and the willingness to see things differently. If this journey brought you peace, or filled your heart with that old warmth of making something with your own two hands, then perhaps you'd like to stay close. Subscribe to Teraflora Studio, and each week, a new seed of inspiration will find you. Nothing loud, nothing rushed, just calm, beautiful ideas to help you slow down and create with love. Thank you for sharing this moment with us. May your days be a little greener, your heart a little softer, and your hands always busy with something kind. Until next time, stay gentle and let things grow.